Hello everyone, what's going on? I'm Camden, and I'm going to be ranking all the meta-relevant units. Uh, this was made by this guy, I think, and I'll put a link to his Twitter in the description for you guys. But yeah, just huge thank you to this guy, and let's get right into it. Alright guys, so let me explain the tiers. So S tier is really just the pinnacle of all units. They are really good, they get you a lot of kills, they're really reliable. Uh, Super powerful and basically defined by the meta. You see people using these guys all the time. They're everywhere really. In A tier, I'm gonna put the really solid units. This is probably where most units, maybe A or B, will probably be where most units go. A is probably on the higher end of that, but this is really around your average meta unit. So um, really strong, solid units. Maybe not as used and as popular as the things in S tier, but definitely still pretty popular. In B, we'll have the other kind of niche units. They have a purpose for sure, but it's definitely not as powerful as the ones in A tier. And in C tier, we have pretty weak units, in my opinion, that are still kind of holding on in the meta, and people you can still definitely use them. Uh, Another thing I want to say before I get into this tier list that I'll only be ranking the units that actually matter because Conqueror's Blade is in a state where half the units are unplayable, to be honest. Like, give you an example, like when are you using green muskets or green archers or yeah, when are you just going to use green archers in general? So there's a lot of units that I just won't list, like archer militia, axe raiders, things like that that just aren't good. But the reason C tier exists is to show how recently buffed units or like things that you sometimes see fare, what my opinion of them is. So maybe like Azeps, they got recently a buff. So I'll tell you my opinion on them, but they're in C tier for sure. They're not very used. But I definitely have a different opinion than a lot of different people. Yeah, things like my opinion on Sunward Phalanx. I have a lot to talk about in this video, so stay tuned, man. So I'll skip over things like Archer Militia, or Banner Guards, things that no one really uses. So this is from my personal experience. I hit Grand Champion this season, and I feel like I have a pretty good grasp on this meta we have for this season. Uh, let's get started. So Alchemists are very good support. So that's why I'm gonna put them straight into A tier. Very good support, best support really. I don't think there's a what else is there really? There's nothing, right? We have healing archers, but no one's using healing archers. So these are really just the best support in the game. Now you'll see they're really cheap, really amazing to take if you have an extra, I think 80 leadership. Yeah, they're very good. So Armiger Lancers, you could definitely use Armiger Lancers. It's a cav unit, and basically all Lance Cavalry are definitely usable to an extent. But Armiger Lancers kind of fallen off. They're not as dominant as they once were when they were in. I think I remember in season 6 they were really powerful, but definitely not here. So probably C, definitely below average. I'll be putting a lot of things that kind of in C tier that are like on the edge of being meta or whatever. So no one really uses Axe Raiders, sorry. And Azaps, I'll also put C. They got a mastery, but no one really uses them. Bagpipers. I also don't see a lot of bagpipers, but I will put it in C as well. So, oh yeah. Are they gonna be better than Armiger Lancers? Probably better. I mean, it's a good support unit, no doubt, but you know, we have Alchemist doing more support and for better leadership, right? Um, these are all the premium units. They're all not really used, especially in ranked. Berserkers, no one uses them. Camel Lancers are actually pretty good. Good anti-cav, alright. Same with Cataphract Lancers, they're really good. Got a nice charge, a Lance Cavalry. Not as good as Winged Hussars, to be honest with you, but they are very good. They have shields, they're pretty tanky. I think they're pretty good, that's why I'm gonna put them in B. So next we have Chevaliers. No one really used Chevaliers. Yeah, so I'm gonna skip them. So Slam with Claymores, no one used Conqueror. Cordeliers, they're really good. Very cheap unit, pretty good. You do see them from time to time. Dagger Lancers, I'm gonna put it in A because Dagger Lancers are actually really good. They still do the same things. You just don't see them as much because there's so much cav in the meta, but I think they're really good still. So now we're gonna skip over and not use. Okay, no one uses any of these. This very good, very good. Green spears. When you look at when people talk about green spears, they always say it's the tankiest stuff, and I have to agree. Or most cost effective, definitely. They do so much tanking. They're so cheap too. They're really good. So if you're looking to play shields, actually wouldn't recommend getting things like Spear Sergeants, or maybe you could get Imperial Spear Guards, but Dement Spearmen, the green spears as people call them, are actually really good. So nice. So Dement Pikemen. Oh, actually, I don't think I want to rank the peasant units. You guys already know all about them. So they don't really differ, to be real. So they don't. No one uses that. Falconetti Gunners. I'll put them in A. In rank, they're actually super like cancerous because they're destroying siege towers. Like in the early game, they destroy siege tower and like delay the attacking side by like 5 minutes. Right? They save the defenders so much time. They waste so much time. Sorry, and they're just super good. They're super good for that reason. Fortebraccio Pikemen. So Fortebraccio Pikemen. A lot of people say these guys aren't very good. That's what I've been hearing personally. Now, when I face them a lot, I face them quite a lot. They're quite easy to interrupt. Not a lot of people. So I heard what you want to do with this Fortebraccio Pikemen. You want to have them in the dispersed formation and brace them because in the block you can just easily like a hero or a maul, mostly mauls, can just get in your formation and knock everyone over, and then the cab charge you and your entire unit's like knocked over. So you basically can't do anything. I don't see a lot of people doing that, and even if they did, they're only used to counter cav, to be real. Now, I'm gonna show, maybe I'll pull up a clip. It was just today where I literally just walked through Fortebraccio Pikemen. I just literally walked through their brace with and a couple other things. I literally took on the whole entire team with Iron Reapers. Now, granted, Iron Reapers are super powerful. We'll get into them, but to be honest, they feel kind of mid. So right there, I think they're definitely meta relevant. You definitely do see them. Definitely, actually the higher. They're definitely really good at anti-cavalry. They're really good. All right, you cannot push them. So Gray Hair Garrison. Gray Hair Garrison. They got a buff. Um, I'm not sure what the game was doing, the devs, because I don't think it's enough. So same with Azeps. These I feel like it's not enough. Halberdier Sergeants, very good, amazing mastery. You see it all the time. People getting a lot of kills with their Halberdier Sergeants. Same with Halberdiers, very good, super good for their value. Tier 3, very good. Um, Next we got Assassins. No one really uses them, so I'm gonna skip them. Houndsmen. No one really uses them either. Actually, I'll rate these guys because the reason people don't use them is just because there's better options. So maybe that Assassin's very good at killing heroes, getting the backlines, Houndsmen. With the introduction of that Artemis doctrine, I'm actually curious. I've seen some videos of testing it, and they actually might be competent, but we'll have to wait to see how that plays out. So for now, I'll just put them over here. Again, guys, this is my opinion, so I'm interested to see what you guys have to say in the comments because I feel like I'm gonna do a lot of controversial ratings, to say the least. All right, let's keep going. Imperial Arquebusiers, they are my favorite unit ever, but they're kind of mid, kind of mid. Definitely a better option than most of these because I won't lie, I definitely prefer using these guys. Actually, no, that's a lie. I'd rather use Kriegsrat Fusiliers because they're just so much more mobile and so much more forgiving. A single maul could kill all your guys. Alright, they're so diveable, it's ridiculous. Like, it. I've experienced it firsthand many, many times where my Imperial Arquebusiers just get dived. And by one hero. And it kills like 90% of the unit. It's ridiculous. Alright, Imperial Archers here. A tier, again. Actually, no. B. We're doing B. Archers are bad. That's the. I'll probably live by that for the rest of my life, as long as the devs decide to make these metas 90% shields. They even gave the new tier 5 pikes shields. Granted, it's not very good, but they still gave it to them. There's so many shields, it's crazy. So basically, um, very team-based game, right? So even the pikes, you see normally when you see pikes, they're normally inside like a shield wall formation, so you can't even touch them. There's nothing happening. So even if there's a bunch of pikes, there's going to be more shields to protect the pikes, right? And so you can't even penetrate. Um, they're very good at killing heroes, no doubt about that. Very good, and they're not bad at killing units either. So actually, it's kind of weird because they kind of do feel good, even though they're an archer unit, because they have so much arm penetration and do a lot of damage. So I will actually put them in A tier. So Imperial Javelineers, I won't lie, they fell off. Wu Mansion Guard, you can't even get close and do their shield throw ability, or you just get absolutely railed. Actually, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But with the introduction of the Iron Reapers coming back into the meta, yeah, it's not a pretty sight. These guys do not want to get in melee range. No one wants to get in melee range unless you could take on things like Wu Mansion Guard, Iron Reapers, things like that. So, for that reason, I'll put them in C, somewhere around there. Imperial Pike Guards will always be beloved. Um, Not meta defining by no doubt, but very good. Definitely one of these top picks. Definitely. From day one, Imperial Pike Guards have always been definitely a huge part of the meta. But for this one, actually, I haven't been seeing a lot of Imperial Pikes. Talking about ranked here, I don't play a lot of casual sieges, but a lot in ranked matches, you normally just see Madao. They feel they're more used, to be real, because Iron Reapers, which are kind of everywhere, have CC immunity on Tiger Step, and they just get up when the Imperial Pike guards start walking. They just like it's like advance, and then you see the enemy Iron Reapers just start to get up and not care about your advance, and everyone dies. So yeah, that's that. Imperial Spear Guards definitely really good. Um, Best spear unit in terms of stats. In terms of cost efficiency, I would say Dement Spearmen. But these guys still very good, super tanky. Unfortunately, Iron Reapers are in the meta, and they are notorious for beating the living crap out of shield units. So that is unfortunate, which brings us to Iron Reapers. Now, this is going to be my first S tier unit. They're so good. It's ridiculous. Like, in ranked, you'll almost always get at least 30 kills with these guys. In casual sieges, you could get like 100 kills. Like, I remember this one time, I literally won the team the game because I had Iron Reapers on point, and even when I died, they were actually just slaying everything. They're so good. They're ridiculously tanky. 60% damage reduction. I did a video on them showing my build, and they're actually immortal, really. They don't die. They don't die. They don't care about pikes. They don't. You just walk through the Fort Brachio pikemen, brace, and they don't take any damage, and they suffer 0 losses, and you just kill them. You just kill all the Fort Brachio pikemen. You kill all the Sunward phalanxes. Sunward phalanx puts up a little bit better of a fight, I would say, because they have some burst damage with the Ares Flurry, but it's not enough. It's definitely not enough, no. These guys are by far the best infantry unit in the game. No doubt about it. I could see Sipahis, I mean not Sipahis, Sealadars also taking that spot. It's kind of contested now with the little buff, but in my opinion, I think Iron Reapers are better. I don't know about you, because in a one-on-one situation, I've fought some Sealadars before, and I've won with Iron Reapers because I don't possess Sealadars. But maybe the Sealadar player is at fault there, and maybe Sealadars are actually better. You guys are gonna have to let me know in the comments down below. But let's keep going. So Iron Cat Bow Riders. Now these are kind of a meme. Horse archers. It's kind of funny. Alright, it's funny. They are not useless. They do get hero kills. So, probably the only viable horse archer ever, probably, in the game. Oh, wait, Rat and Marksman. I mean, Rat and Rangers used to be good a very long time ago. But most of you weren't around back then, so you probably don't know what I'm talking about. But next we have the other Iron Caps. The Iron Cap Scout Cavalry. Absolutely busted, dude. Just kidding. Okay, not that busted. Definitely very strong. Very strong. The buff or the nerf where there's no days on hero. People expected the unit to die. No, it did not. That thing, it's super cancerous. 120 leadership, very good value. Range Slayer, Hero Slayer. Super annoying, to be real. You see people complaining about it a lot, and I'm definitely on the hate train for these guys. I do not like these guys at all. They're super cheap, super effective. I hear a lot of people say the reason you're struggling with Iron Cap Scout Cavalry is you're not staying with the group and you're getting isolated and cooked. Well, that's with every single cavalry ever. But the other calves, they just flourish. Like you'll get to some calves like there's some calves that just don't care if you're in a group or not. Like they'll just solo everything. But like every cavalry will benefit if you're isolated from the group. So there's not really a good argument, I would say, to deal with these guys or that we're just coping. Maybe we are, I don't know. But to me, man, these are absolute menace. I personally don't struggle with too much, but they're super annoying. They take a model off of my cavalry or whatever. They kill ranged. They kill my hero. So very annoying, very cancerous. But definitely a good unit. Uh, Next we have what do we do? Iron Cap Spearmen. Iron Cap Spearmen are actually pretty good. I won't lie. You definitely do see them. You definitely do see them. I definitely see them a lot. Not sure how they do because I personally don't own them, but I do see them every now and then. I don't know how I feel about them. I think green spears are better. They're definitely like in the shadow of these two shield units. These two are talked about a lot, but these guys no one really talks about, but I see them a lot, so I'm gonna assume they're all right. I fought them before and they held up decently, so that's why I'll put them in B tier. Definitely in the average unit, you know, not too crazy. Uh, Here we got Janissaries. Janissaries, they're not good. Alright, we're skipping them. We're skipping those too. Yeah. Keshek's bad, bad. Good. We're gonna put these in A tier. You see, Kriegsrat Fusiliers, I think I need to redo this because this is not ordered at all. Actually, I'm too lazy. The tier list is not ordered at all, guys. Alright, that Imperial Archers might actually be better than like halberdier sergeants. I did not order these, just so you know. Trees Fusiliers, they're really good. They nerfed them, they nerfed their health, but it doesn't matter. They're super good, super consistent, very flexible. You put a sprint doctrine on these guys, and it's like a hit and run type of unit. You just start shooting at the enemy for a couple seconds, start harassing them, and then you leave before they can treb you if you're on defense. And if you're on offense, it's really solid. They're really solid, very good. Definitely the best musket unit right now. No questions asked. The best musket unit. Alright. So, with that said, we have Liao's Mace Sergeants. Mace Sergeants are still pretty good. Yep, definitely good value. Not much to say. They do blunt damage, break shields really nicely. Next we have Men at Arms. Now you don't see, actually no, you do see a lot of Men at Arms. I'll still put them at A tier because they are definitely menacing. Not the menace they used to be with the nerf. They used to kill heroes left and right, but now you could survive. You could survive. There's a chance if you're in heavy armor, of course. Light armored people are still very screwed, but um, most of the meta is heavy armor, so most of the meta is not. Most of the people, sorry. Most heroes in Conqueror's Blade are heavy armor, so most people are thriving from this nerf. Took a while to nerf them, what, like a year? Feels like forever. Um, so a Madao Battalion. Now, I'm really thinking about putting these guys in S tier. And in fact, I am going to do that because they are so necessary. Best anti-cav unit. Or pike unit, not anti-cav unit. Alright. The best pike unit I've ever seen. They're resistant to daze. They are competent against infantry, and they aren't absolutely trash. And yeah, they're just way better than the other options. Cause you know, I'll rate him right now. I'll bring the other anti-cav competitor. Where is he? Sunward Phalanx. Oh my god, I hate these guys. I got him. I grinded the whole season for them, and I'm using them, and they're ass. They are so ass, dude. Please buff them. See, their only use is anti-cav. Against infantry, they're so mid, dude. They're so mid. Yeah, super mid, dude. Not even worth, bro. Yeah, don't get them. Spend your time grinding seasonal challenges for like Sealadars, Yundao Cavalry, even Zweihanders, Madao, definitely Madao. Best anti-cav, but somewhere phalanx, we'll just rate them real quick. Definitely a good anti-cav unit, but not actually it's still mid because people interrupt these guys all the time. They get cooked by Shenjis and anything that throws stuff. Trebs, artillery, they get cooked by everything since their formation is so tight. That's why they had to give them the freaking shield thing. And you know, another funny thing is these guys have 0 hit points. I feel like they could they have like 0 hit points. They're like archers, man. Well, not like archers. I'm over exaggerating, but they have low hit points, low defenses. The only thing that's saving them is they got that shield, right? But I've seen some testing where that thing doesn't even work half the time because it's angled weirdly. So that is my take and my slander against Sunward Phalanx. I hate those guys, dude. They're so mid, bro. Absolute mid unit. They didn't buff them for some reason. Why? Why? This is the new unit, and this was the new unit, and no buff. They're still mid. I don't know. All right, North Territory. You know, okay, I'm not rating him. But you already know about the deal with Martellatory. If you want a little guide on all the gray units, this is pretty good. This is the best one. And then serfs are pretty good with their mastery, and these guys and these guys. Everything else, ignore them. Um, So you got Myrmidons. So basically, Myrmillions, Myrmidons, whatever you call them. They're pretty good, very good shock unit. Actually, no, not a very good shock unit. They don't do any damage. That's my that's my problem with them. They don't do any damage. Why? They buff the heal, but not the damage. This thing tickles people. I don't know why. I charge people and I get about one kill. Like it doesn't do any damage. Um, their healing's insane though. No, their healing's absolutely crazy. But yeah, I know a lot of things that I say in this video are going to be controversial. My fault. This is my opinion though. I think it's pretty close to what most people would have. Maybe, maybe not. We'll have to see. There's not a lot of people making Conqueror's Blade content. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on that. But Naginata monks, you don't see them a lot, but they're alright. They're good hero killers, you know. No one sees Amkhans. Onimusha. I'd say Onimusha are pretty good. I don't know if you know, but they actually perform well against the demon called Wu Mansion Guard. They perform really well against them. Alright, so they're actually really good. They do a lot of burst damage. But my problem is them is they're squishy. They're kind of squishy. So maybe B. They're not as good as things I'd say like Halberdier Sergeants, Halberdiers. So I'll put them in B. Um, Orochi Samurai. Now Orochi Samurai, definitely a good thing. It's super skill based. Like you really want to hold on to your double strike. Because it's supposed to be like an infantry slash or anti-infantry slash anti-cavalry unit, but it's trying to juggle both at once, and it only has one ability to do both. Because you use double strike on opposing infantry as well as cavalry. So basically what happens 99% of the time, you're going to double strike on infantry, right? And then Cav's going to charge you once they see you pop the ability, and you won't have it off cooldown. So they're not really super good, I would say. Yeah, that's B, bro. That's B. You don't see him a lot anyways, to be honest with you. Um, hmm. Where was I? Marshall, Nomcans, Outriders, Palace Guard. Palace Guard, you don't really see them after, I think they're still good. Definitely a solid unit. I know no one sees them, but I used to use them a lot when the Men-at-Arms meta was there, and it was just Men-at-Arms. But they're really good at countering Wu Wei Mansion Guard, and I feel like it's just like kind of like an off meta pick, even though they are kind of meta, because they have CC immunity, so they don't get repelled, and they have high block, they can tank. Yeah, they just really solid, definitely. Prefecture guards, no one's using that. Prefecture cavalry, heavy cavalry. Put that, John, in B. I say B because they're the kings of sallying, but other than that, you don't see them much. Actually, you definitely don't see them much. Definitely in the ranked setting that I'm talking about here. Um, yeah, you don't see them much, but they're definitely good. They're definitely solid. If you get 5 stacks on every unit, then you're looking at some crazy numbers, right? And some crazy units. But you really do need those 5 stacks. You really need to sally out and get those peasant kills to get those 5 stacks, right? That's what you're aiming for. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Rand Marksman, broken, nerf, please. I'll put him in S tier. I'll tell you why. People might disagree, but most meta-defining ranged unit. Because there's no other. Think about it. There's no other meta-defining ranged unit. Every single range, I can't see a single ranged unit on here that's more meta-defining than these guys. Okay, maybe actually no. These guys are everywhere. You don't understand. They're absolutely everywhere. They have an amazing doctrine. They need a doctrine setup. You don't understand. They need the doctrine setup. They need the double shot doctrine and the poison doctrine. So, because double shot doctrine doubles their DPS, it's like a no-brainer. And then the poison doctrine makes the poison ticks hit harder and longer, you know? So it's just very doctrine dependent, but it used to be very doctrine dependent actually. It still kind of is, but it's offset by the mastery they got. The mastery, I don't understand why they gave them mastery. Like they performed amazingly without the mastery. But now with the mastery, well the mastery was like a couple seasons ago, but they're ridiculous. They're everywhere. The most used ranged unit in this entire game. Alright. Right in Pikeman. Good filler unit, good filler unit. They turn your enemies into useless sacks of nothing. Really, they just start doing no damage. So pretty good filler unit. Um, Round and round shields, you really don't see that. Round and vipers as well. Rutiari, no one uses that. No one uses that. No one uses that. No one uses that. Shenji grenadiers. Now, this is where it starts getting controversial. I feel like Shenji grenadiers are the most glazed thing on this damn planet, bro. Like, I hear everyone say Shenji grenadiers are so good. They are an amazing musket unit, best musket unit even. No, bro. No, 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 no. They're average at best, bro. They're average. They're average. I'll tell you why. So basically, this is like the biggest. There's such a huge difference between playing these guys in regular siege matches and ranked. In regular siege matches, you throw your grenades at a glob of enemies and you get like 20 kills. In ranked, you get 0. I'm not joking. I throw my grenades and I actually get 0 kills. I literally have, I think it's the best doctrines. Like, it's all damage doctrines, all for the grenade damage. I even played glaive with it to give it the damage buff. And it's still not doing that much, to be honest. So if I was talking about casual sieges, Senju grenades would definitely be way higher because you could throw your grenades in all sorts of different directions. But in ranked, they don't do any damage. Now that begs the question: why am I putting him in B then? Why didn't I just put it in like C? Well, it's because of the knockdown. The knockdown is crazy. All right, so if you hit every single unit in a push, in the enemy push, and while your team is pushing, you might win it. You actually could just win it because everything's knocked down, and your team can just is just free to rail them, really. But the problem is, a lot of stuff has CC immunity or automatic like CC removal. You see that a lot with these other units like Iron Reapers, Sealadars, Mansion Guards. Those are like top 3 infantry units. So the top 3 already have like um, CC immunity. The only thing that doesn't, like things like Men at Arms, maybe Imperial Spear Guards sometimes. You know, it's the best units in the game. Definitely, they don't care about Grenadiers. All right, they just go right through them. Um, let's move on here. Sealadars, I'd say is the pinnacle of A tier. Now, they're not as meta defining as Iron Reapers, but I'd say they're pretty damn close actually. Ah, do I want to put them in S tier? Actually, that's a good question, because I kind of do. You know what? I will, because they're a really good infantry unit. They're ridiculous. They do a lot of damage. They're kind of like Iron Reapers, but I think they do more damage. Again, I don't have Sealadars, but I saw their kit. I've seen people play them, and 50% damage reduction is ridiculous. Um, say the least. It's just stupid. It's like Iron Reaper armor, really. The only thing they're missing is the actual stats of the Iron Reaper, and yeah, that's basically it, really. But the thing you have to account for is that Iron Reapers, they lose it over time. The more times you hit them, the lower their damage reduction goes. But these guys, they keep it. They keep it at 50%, and it's ridiculous, really. They have advanced plating or advanced armor where bullets bounce off them or something, and yeah, I just wanted to point that out because not a lot of people know that. But yeah, very good unit. I'm currently grinding towards them. Sipahis, I haven't gotten a lot of experience with Sipahis, nor have I fought them a lot. Uh, but from what I've fought them once, and from what I've seen, the stun is kind of crazy. Take my opinion on Sipahis as a grain of salt, but they'll probably be A or B, I think. Um, yeah, probably, maybe. Though, I wonder if they do damage, because we'll have to see. Maybe I'll do a review on them once I unlock them. But, let's keep going here. Shield maidens, not a lot of people use Siphonorii. Now, Siphonorii, people don't have the Cyphos. Let's just call them Cyphos. A lot of people don't have Cyphos because that season is kind of mid, to be real. People don't want to they get the Zakalian militia and leave. All right, because the two epics or the two purples of that season are kind of ass. But that said, these guys really have the power to change a match, really. If you can keep these guys safe, you could actually win your team the match because it goes through everything. Nothing is immune to fire, hellfire specifically. It goes through shields, it does blunt damage. The fire damage stuns everything, so nothing can attack. Heroes have a tough time diving it because once they get close and get hit by the flames, they get stunned by burning. It's really good. So yeah, definitely A tier. Yeah, that's a good spot. Uh, Spear Sergeants. Not a lot of people use Spear Sergeants. Yeah, I'll keep them there. Actually, I'll put them like below. I'll put them B. I feel like they're pretty average actually. They're not bad. It's just there are better options like Imperial Spear Guards because yeah, they're better. In my opinion, of course. Submachine Paladins, Submachine Star Wars. You see, these are the purples I'm talking about. You don't see them, but Star Wars I actually, even though I did say they're pretty ass, but Star Wars are actually competent compared to Paladins. Paladins are useless. Tercios, you don't see them a lot. Good at getting hero kills, I guess. So we'll put them in C. Okay, what do you have next? Seregs. You know, funny thing about the Seregs? I think it was when we were voting for the mastery, everyone voted Seregs, right? Because we all want Seregs to get the mastery. And then they mastered Serfs. I made a video about that, about the Surf mastery. I thought it was pretty funny. But, yeah, it's kind of annoying. This should have got a mastery. Alright, not freaking Serfs, bro. Ranging guards, they needed to do more with them. I won't lie. That buff was not enough. Alright, Yun Cavalry, A tier. Now, they're A tier because they do ridiculous amounts. Actually, their damage is not that high, actually. But they're good. Because damage is not high when you don't charge the bar, but when you charge the volley, they'll kill. And you have to be fast with them, and you have to have like a sprint doctrine on them so they run faster. Because the faster they go, the more damage they do. The cool thing about these guys is the reason why Yun Dao Cavalry is so good is you could basically charge or kill someone wherever they are. Most Lance Cav, alright, there has to be a direct line between you and your enemy because you have to charge and get that build up. These guys, you hit the 1 key and you X them around. You could X them around a corner and then press 1 again once your bar is full and slay everything. They do a lot of damage, actually. I take it back. They do a lot of damage. Um, yeah, they do a lot of damage, and you see people running double golden cav. I'll tell you what the other golden cav is, but this is one of them. Let's keep going. Vassal Longbowmen. Wow, amazing, beautiful. Once they got their mastery, way better. They're competing. They've always competed with Imperial Archers as an archer unit, the purple archer unit. But with this master, I feel like is it as good as Imperial Archers? I don't know. Maybe kind of. I think they're on the same level to be honest. But they're super good at fighting enemy ranged. You put them in the back, and the enemy team gets really annoyed because you're shooting the ranged. A lot of people in this game like to take ranged into battles, and you're getting a lot of free kills by shooting the enemy range. And with the mastery, it even makes it better. So, no complaints there. Wing to Czars. A amazing golden cavalry. Kind of getting outshined by another lance cavalry, unfortunately, that does more damage. I feel like they do more damage. Better in like every damn way, really. But they're pretty good cav because they're in the honor tree, right? And they're still really good. You get some good charges off. Amazing. Yeomen, I feel like are really underrated. I'm gonna make a video on them soon, but I got my yeomen to about like I put a bunch of doctrines on them, and they got like a 10-second charge cooldown. It's absolutely ridiculous how fast these guys get their charge off cooldown. You charge, you circle back and charge again, and then circle back and charge again. You just keep charging, and their charge is very damaging, actually. Because in their mastery, they get a damage bonus, but you do have to build it up. You have to get, they do have a charge build up. So definitely A tier for me. A lot of things in A tier, but this is just a meta tier list, right? I'm skipping over all the trash units. Let's be real, 90% of these units are in F. Zakalian Militia. A, definitely A. They do really well, I would say, for a blue unit. Like, a lot of blue units are bad. Actually, most blue units are not meta relevant. Like, no one uses them. But these guys, they definitely are used. You see them in CBL all the time because they have the same effect of the Syphos. They can CC everything. If everything's burning, they can't do anything. That's my problem with the Shenjis. These guys are basically Shenji grenaders. These guys. Just only grenades. And the grenades are way better. The only thing that Shenjis have over them is like the way they throw it. Like the Shenjis can throw it over walls and stuff. But in a team push, you really could just put your Zakalian militia in the blob, really, or behind the blob, and just throw directly at the enemy blob. And then everything burns. Your team can just easy pickings. It's very powerful, very powerful. Next, we have Kriegsbruters. Kriegsbruters, I feel like they definitely fell off, man. They fell off. I was thinking about not even rating them. They're C. Not good. You see, they want to brawl with the infantry, but they're not good at it. They don't have CC immunity, so on their full assault, so they just get CC'd by heroes, or they get cooked by pikes because again they're trying to brawl, but every team push has freaking well not well no I'm being wrong here. Kriegsbruters don't do enough damage. That's the big problem. They don't do enough. They really don't. Their charge does a good amount of damage, but their full assault ability, not so much. Very good comparison. Let's rate them right now, actually. We'll take the new Cav. Companion Cavalry right here. They're basically the exact same as Kriegsbrüder. They want to isolate you. They want to get, like, They don't really want to fight in the main blob, but Kriegsbruters are worse in every way, really, except the healing factor. Are they do less damage, that's for sure. These guys could actually kill heroes. All right, companion cavalry can actually kill heroes. Kriegsbruters can't. They can't do it. They don't do enough damage. Against things today like Sapahis, Iron Reapers, all the competent units, and I don't know about you, but anti-cav is everywhere. Anti-cavalry is everywhere. And if you're not doing a lot of damage and you're a blade cavalry, there's no reason. There's no reason to take them. That's why I'm putting them in C. And competitive cavalry going in A. Companion cavalry, very good. They gotta do a ridiculous amount of damage. They actually just delete a unit with their storm pound. You press 2, deletes a unit. They need to take out their blades, and that does ridiculous amount of damage as well. Um, what's next? We're almost done here. We're on some recent units. Persevere's Royal Guards, best javelin unit because they're solely focused on throwing, and they can throw from very far away. And they basically kill. They will always kill. All right. See, um, the problem with Imperial Javelineers and um, Javelin Sergeants, respectively, that Imperial Javelineers, they want to get close to throw their stuff, and they have like 0 ammo, but their javelins do good damage. Javelin Sergeants, they don't. They want to just chuck javelins, but you see, they don't do enough damage, really. And in melee range, they're cooked. It's over. They just get cooked by everything, really. Persevere Royal Guard, different story. They're tanky. They have a shield. You could shield wall for your allied range, and they have a lot of ammo. They can throw really hard, actually, because they have a little charge up thing, which is really good, actually. They throw super far, actually. It's really amazing. Now, next thing we got Queen's Knights, my 5th S tier thing. Absolutely phenomenal unit. The invincibility is ridiculous, and they're kind of these 3 infantry units actually. I forgot I got Queen's Knights, but these guys are definitely the top 3 gold infantry units. I'd say in this order, really. Iron Reaper's the best, Queen's Knight second, Citadars third. Um, Queen's Knight's pretty ability dependent because you want that invincibility thing all the time. And when you're not having that, they do take some damage, but they definitely hold up well. They definitely brawl well. They do an amazing amount of damage, and overall really good, really powerful. Um, Actually, it might be this now. Steelers are still kind of new, so you guys are gonna have to tell me in the comments what you guys think. Again, this is my opinion. I don't know how many times I'm gonna say that, but I know I'm gonna get flamed in the comments, guys. I'm gonna get cooked because this kind of, some of my opinions might be controversial. Chenji, I mean, not Wu-Wei Mansion Guard. It's Wu-Wei Mansion Guard time. Ridiculous unit. Super stupid. They are ridiculous. Me and my friend, I was introducing my friend to this game, right? I was playing with him, and he was basically, we played for a couple months, and now all he talks about it, he doesn't want to get on the game because Wu-Wei Mansion Guard is super cancerous, and he doesn't want to deal with that. He said it in a different way, definitely more like abrasive, to be real. Not abrasive, sorry, but he didn't exactly say it like that. He was more like, I don't want to deal with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he was really mad. But yeah, ridiculous. So let's talk about it. Their brutal sweep is stupid because of the repel. The repel is ridiculous. Why is there a repel? It interrupts heroes, it interrupts units, it interrupts everything. And it is massive amounts of damage. That thing actually slays everything. And then on top of that, it comes off cooldown like instantly. If you kill like 5 units, it comes back. It's crazy. It's crazy.
So you could actually just snowball out of control. You brutal. Okay, you hit Soul Piercer, you hit the one ability, and then you hit two, right? You get like 10 kills, and then it's back off cooldown. You also heal 10%. You get if you have the combat doctrine, you get a stack of that, and then you do it again, and you get the damage bonus as well as another 10% heal, and then you keep doing it over and over. You just keep spamming it. And top of that, they have a bunch of other buffs like um, Living for Battle, I think it's called, or something like that. Energy of Battle, which they heal even more. It's ridiculous. Um, yeah, super broken unit. I wish they would. Out of all the units I hate the most in this game, this is definitely one of them. Wu Mansion Guard is super annoying, but I won't lie, they're fun to play. Still, they should definitely get a nerf. Feathered Crossbowmen, they're all right. Yeah, they're blue though, so let's see. A blue ranged unit that's not rat marksman is C, because why would you ever use that over rat marksman? Are you really going to be taking feathered crossbowmen and rat marksman at the same match? Plus, this is a seasonal unit. Rat marksman you can get in the honor tree. Well, granted, if you don't have the doctrines, you might have an argument, but still, even without the doctrines, rat marksmen are still arguably way better. Alright, the final unit I'll be rating. Shuanjia Heavy Cavalry. Best unit in this entire game. I don't know what the hell this game is, bro. Like, CC immunity on a cav was never a good idea. They do ridiculous amounts of damage. They hit for like 12k or something, man. It's amazing. It's actually spectacular. It's actually astonishing. It's absolutely, it's ridiculous, really. They do way too much damage. They do, they turn. Their charge cooldown is ridiculously short. It's ridiculous. I think you get kills and it like refreshes it. Um, it's stupid, really. Yeah, I don't understand what the game was thinking. Why they nerfed it, kind of. They said now their second ability gets interrupted by muskets and stuff and pikes. That's why Madao is even more prevalent in anti-cav. Basically, all you see in ranked is just Madao as the anti-cav and Sunward Phalanx. But guess what? Sunward Phalanx, I hate to break it to you guys, not very good. But I think people are using Sunward Phalanx because you get bonuses for the free Doctrine Spirit for completing the Sunward Phalanx challenges, and they probably already have Madao, and I just don't see a reason why you would ever use Sunward Phalanx over Madao, really. I mean, sure they're a better anti-cavalry, but Madao is just the difference between their anti-cav abilities is so small that I don't think you would ever should ever take Sunward Phalanx. Madao are tankier. They get the freaking stacks. They get the defense stacks, which could be ridiculous. Uh, and it's just way better. I'd rather have them because they could actually tank a hit and they don't instantly die to ranged or instantly die to everything really. Yeah, I hate Sunward Phalanx. They're so bad. But Shanghai Heavy Cavalry, I think that's the sole reason why we have an Alexander season with Sunward Phalanx as a tier 5. It's because of Shanghai Heavy Cavalry. They're fast, high damaging, CC immunity, hero killers. I don't know a single thing this unit can't do. The only thing is it's missing is the ability to run up walls. Then it would be um the pinnacle of all units. You know what I'm saying? It already is really. There's nothing comes close. The entire meta is defined by these guys. They kill everything. Um, maybe you could say Iron Reapers or Silidars or Queen's Knights are better. Actually, I don't see that at all. No, I don't. It's Shwanja Heavy Cavalry. They're so good, so broken. Um, it's gonna take forever to nerf them. I bet 6 months probably. How long did it take Men at Arms? Like a year. We've been through about 2 seasons, maybe like two more, and then they'll get nerfed maybe. Um, yeah. So this is my tier list, and
Again, it is my opinion. And by the way, I think I said this already, but this is for ranked, right? This is in a ranked environment, so you might be saying, actually, Liao Rangers are insane. I got 200 kills with them. You probably didn't get that in ranked, to be real, because Liao Rangers are kind of bad, but I'm just giving you an example. These are the units that people actually bring into ranked. And let me see if I missed anything real quick. No, I don't think I missed anything really. No. Think oh wait, Zweihanders. Sorry guys. Zweihanders are definitely usable. Definitely usable. Very good. Sealadars kind of outshine them because they do the exact same thing. They're like a burst damage type of unit, but Sealadars are better. But I still like these guys because they're super skill based. And you could kill Queen's Knights with them. You could kill a lot of stuff. You could even fight Iron Reapers if you have some support, but yeah, really good unit, I think. Actually, I'm gonna bump. No, no, no. I'll put them. They lose to a lot of things if you don't know how to use them. So just make sure you're using that counter strike right, because I'll give you an example. If you're fighting Queen's Guard or Queen's Knights, they're coming at you, right? You're gonna hit the brace ability, and then once they're like on top of you, you're gonna hit the counter strike thing or Knight's defense or whatever, and then they're gonna like and then they'll block the thrust from the Queen's Knights, the invincibility thing, and then they'll hit them after the invincibility, kill a bunch of them, and now they don't have the invincibility. Then you go with the Knight's Gambit, slay all of them, and you can do that with every type of unit. Just block the burst damage with the uh I think it's called Knight's Counter or whatever. Block it and then you slay them. So definitely very skillful unit. That's why if it was a little easier to use, I definitely put him in A. So yeah. So that's my tier list. I don't think I missed anything else. Just for funds, let's do that. And thank you for watching, guys. I really appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel. And peace out.